Hello everybody, this is Diane. I'm going to have a fun play day in here today. At least we're going to play, and I hope that we will all agree that it was fun when we're done. So what I want to do today is take my coffee dyed scraps and other dyed scraps, lots of small pieces to medium-sized pieces, and my wooden rubber stamps. I only brought over wooden stamps because I think it's less complicated. I have a pretty good sized pile over here, which makes it a little more complicated, but I don't have to worry about the blocks. And sometimes I just like to play with my wooden stamps. I have some sprays and I have some distress inks. So we're going to play. I want to create some grungy kind of ephemera to use in these journals and also to save for future journals, because some of these will be large images and these are little books that I'm making. So let's just get started and I'll show you what I have in mind. I'll start with just a plain piece of coffee dyed paper. I'm just going to use the back, and then these pieces will be glued down, so that side doesn't really matter. I want to grunge it up a little more. It's coffee dyed, it's torn, it's got some sort of pattern on it from something. Looks like a baking sheet, cookie sheet. What am I trying to say? Cooling rack. But I want to grunge it up a little more, so I'm going to do some spraying or dripping, and then I'm going to let things dry, and we'll stamp on some of the things that I'm not grunging up more, because I don't need to do it to all of them. I have my splat box here. So this is the food coloring spray that I made, and this color is called Blood Orange, and we used this recently and it was kind of a rusty color, I think. Doesn't show up much, but it will, I think it'll show up more when it's dry. And I'm going to do some dripping too. Put some spots on it. And I'll mix it with a darker color. You can see it's got some spots. I'm going to mix it with Walnut Stain Distress Oxide Spray. So this would be a lot darker. And I'll try to land some of the spots on top of the orange ones. They're not landing on top. That's okay. I just kind of wanted to make a mix a little bit. I don't want too much because it is dark. And I'm just going to spritz it with some water to kind of blend things. And then I'll just set this to dry. And then I will stamp on this. I think this little grayish blue spot is from this, which I thought about putting scrap paper down on top of this, but I decided whatever colors come through on it will be just fine. I see quite a few of those colors now. I don't know if it's from that. I think it must be. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. And we'll spray a couple more. Let's add some grungy color to this. This one is just brown with the food coloring. So these are not as dark as the purchased colors that you get, which is what I wanted. I wanted some lighter colors. And this one is Carved Pumpkin Distress Oxide. This is walnut stain. And I'll just let that dry. I'll do maybe 2 more, and then we'll just do some stamping. All right, this one is food coloring, and it's warm brown. I think it's food coloring. It might be older than these that I just made. Yeah, this is not the same. So I'm not sure what that warm brown is. I think it's still an older food coloring that I had. I like the way that that sprayer just kind of made a spatter pattern. And this is lemon yellow, but this is a food coloring one, so it won't be very dark, I hope, or bright. Well, it's a little bit bright, but with the warm brown, it's okay. Do a bigger piece. This one has a darker stain on it. It looks like I cooked it a little too long because it's fragile over there. This one is mustard seed. That's kind of bright. I have 2 walnut stains. Oh, this is vintage photo. This doesn't want to spritz, and when it spritzes, it goes all out. I'm going to blot some of the color off of this. Vintage photo, I'm gonna drop some drops on. Okay, we're gonna let all of these dry. And while we wait for them to dry, we'll just do some stamping. So I just grabbed a bunch of scraps out of my pouch of coffee dyed scraps. And I wanted different shades and a few colors. I guess I'll figure out the caps later. So let's see. I have this key with a tassel on it. This is VersaFine Claire Pinecone. And I want to stamp far enough away from the edges so that I can tear the paper, and then I'll just glue it onto a page when I want to use it. This is a little oval that has a French phrase in it, botanical garden. It's French for botanical garden. And then it has an address. 7 Rue is street of 3 flowers. And that's from Stampin' Up. It came in a set. And I could either cut that out as an oval or tear around it. And I think I have room in there for a little key. All right, now let's do a lighter colored one. I'll switch out this color in a bit. This is an old Anita's stamp. I've never heard of Anita's except for this. I don't even know where I got it. I don't know if I bought it at a craft store. We used to go to a scrapbooking store, my friends and I. It was hours away in Syracuse, New York, I think. But that was years and years and years ago. Now this looks like a modern flower, but I thought it would look really cute stamped on coffee dyed paper. This one is Fallen Leaves, so it's the darker brown. Oh, that was fancy. These I won't be able to tear on the edge. I think I have a tiny key here somewhere. Thought I brought a tiny key over with me, but I don't see it. That's okay. Now I want to do a white one. This is the back of a digital paper. I'm trying to pick a color for it. I have Chianti and Acorn. Oh, this is the one that's more rust. I don't know why I was thinking that was Pinecone. I'll just do it in Pinecone. Looks cute. I'll stamp a tree on this one. And I'll actually do it in green. Rainforest. This was a light blue paper or a light green paper that I coffee dyed and baked it on a pan with that diamond kind of a pattern on it. And I baked it longer than I should have because it's very dark, but I like that. And I could ink around the edges if I wanted to before I use it. This is a little ASMR for you. Okay, that's all we've stamped so far. Let's do some more. Let's do this bird. Now this has a doily pattern on it. Got that right on the edge. I like that bird. Let's do another one. It looks like it's drawn with a brush. And I'll just cut this one out. I don't plan on editing this unless I have to use my heat gun to dry those papers. So my time that I see should be pretty close to what I have. So let me see where we are. 19 minutes. Here's a nice, it's a good sized little frame. It's an Anna Griffin stamp. Let's try this Chianti color on this paper. So it's got the blue paper that I coffee dyed, and then apparently red paper was laid over it. So this could be interesting. Yeah, that looks good. And this would probably go in a bigger book. I have a Ferris wheel. This is part of a Stampin' Up set. like that burgundy color on the blue. Let's do a burgundy flower. Okay, let's do something on here. Oh, I have a Mona Lisa. I'm going to tear this before I stamp on it. It's kind of brittle. So she might not fit on here. I want to use all the stamps I brought out. Don't know if I can, but I don't like the way I tore this because it has all these little points on it. All right, what will I fit in here? I have this, it says established. I'll use black for this. And I'll probably just cut those, so I didn't need to tear that anyway. The reason I wanted to use different shades and maybe some different colors is so that I could, I'll cut this out later, so I could use more than one of these images on a page and kind of collage them with something else like postage stamps or labels. Let's see, I have a chess piece. I have a king and a queen. I'll do them in black too. I think I want to do them on my mat. These are pretty detailed. These are old Stampington, I think. Yeah, Stampers Anonymous. Oh no, Stampers Anonymous. I don't think they're Tim Holtz though. I bought these before I'd even heard of Ranger or Stampers Anonymous or Tim Holtz. So I'm pretty sure I ordered these from a catalog. It doesn't have a year on it. They'll look better when they're inked around the edges too. This is like a full sheet. I'm going to grunge it up some more, but not with wet spray. I'm going to crumple it up, and I'm going to move it away from the camera with the microphone. Things that don't sound very loud to me sound really loud on my video. Like even setting one of these down or putting the lid back on. It's very noisy. I'm going to crumple it some more. This is antique linen, and it's pretty pale. Let's see what it does. I'll add something. I like that. And this is gathered twigs. I'm just going to put that on lightly. This is a rubber stamp advertisement, like a calling card sort of thing. And this is also, this is a Tim Holtz. I got it at Hobby Lobby a long, long time ago. So it's Stampers Anonymous, and but it does say Tim Holtz on the other end. Let me see this. Oh, it doesn't say Tim Holtz anywhere. This was a more recent purchase, although it has been years. I think I need to do 2 of those. And I have this one with a variety of pen nibs. I was thinking it was stamping tin, but I don't know. It doesn't say. Well, it didn't give a precise image because of the crinkles in the paper, but I like the way that looks, so that's fine. And I have this little bit of ledger writing. This was a Stampin' Up! From 2004. Where'd my green one go? I used a green, didn't I? I don't see it. Yeah, it was rainforest. There it is. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at me. I hope it'll come off because tomorrow's Sunday. But I often play with my colors on Saturday, so my hands get stained for Sunday. It comes off pretty well. Nobody ever notices, or if they do, they don't say anything. They're very casual there. Many of them wear jeans to church, which was... People have started to wear jeans at the church that I used to go to, that I grew up in, but I never wore jeans to church. But this winter, on those really cold days, I think twice I have worn jeans to church. I think maybe once for a service and then once for some event that I went to. So anyway, I would never have worn jeans to church except for going to this one. I think a lot more churches are more casual in their dress now, but even the people that are on the platform with music, they wear jeans. And we had a kind of a dress code at my old church for doing music or doing anything on the platform. Dresses for ladies, ties for men. Didn't have to have a jacket, but you had to have a tie. That looks cute. All right, what do I have that I haven't used yet? Oh, I did. Did I do the Ferris wheel? I think I did. I didn't do the bicycle. That came with the Ferris wheel. I didn't do the queen. I got some. I don't think I meant to bring these over. I took them out of the drawer so I could reach some of the other pieces in that drawer. These are all the ones that I didn't do. So let's check those papers that we sprayed. It's damp. I am going to hit it with my blow dryer because they won't dry while I'm on this video. I think there's enough moisture left in this one. I think this one had extra water. I'll use this side of it. I like that better. Anyway, I think there's enough moisture in there that if I used my Stampin' Up! Inks, it might blur a little bit because they're not waterproof. These are drier. I think they're fine. So I'm going to use this on, I don't know. I'll use the pear on this because it's yellow. I love this pear stamp. Oh, get out of the ink. So this was yellow paper that was coffee dyed, but adding the splotches of color gives the paper more texture and character as a background for these stamped images. In a moment, after I finish stamping, We'll just take a quick look at all of the stamped images. Can't let things go to waste. Oh, I'm going to use brown instead of green. Kind of went off, but that's okay. I'll still use it in some sort of collage. This might not fit on there either. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 5 left. I only did one new one. Okay, I'll do the bicycle on this one with black. Okay, I have this one to do. And I'll use the queen chess piece. I think I laid the other chess piece stamp on top of this, yeah, at some point when it had ink on it. That's okay, it still works. Doesn't affect that at all. And will this fit? We can try it. reminds me of the doorknob in Alice in Wonderland in the Disney cartoon. Yep, it fit. So I think I used everything that I got out, except for this. Got one more. One more, and then we can take a look at what we did today. This is a coffee dyed graph paper. I like the browns because they look like faded black ink. This was on clearance at Hobby Lobby, it looks like, or maybe Walmart. It's by Inkadinkado. Walmart used to sell stamps. Okay. Some loveliness right here. I think that's all of them. Okay, so we have the king and where's the queen? There she is, the king and the queen. Got some birds. Looks like a stone carving. The bicycle and the Ferris wheel. That looks like a mirror or some kind of really fancy frame. I love the pears. Some script. These are two different stamps. Got some of these pretty plants. Is that all? Seems like I did it more than that. I know I did the keys a lot. Oh, here's another one. The fine rubber stamps. I think we did that one twice. Yep. The ink nib or pen nibs. This pretty flower. Did that one a few times. Doorknob. The botanical label. Established. Two different tassels, one with a key attached. An assortment of keys. A tree. And flower and leaf. In a pretty short amount of time. So once I eliminate the drying time, I think we'll be pretty close to 45 minutes. So this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back maybe doing some more work in the Grungy journals, and maybe hopefully using some of these smaller pieces. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you have a good weekend. Well, you'll probably see this during the week, so have a good week. See you soon. Have a creative day. Bye.